Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, Subscription Boxes and More with Michelle. And sorry, I'd like to apologize for my manner of dress, but it got just a little bit chilly out here and I was wearing a tank top and it's like 20 something degrees. So it takes me a while to get cool, but once I do, whew. All right. So I am really behind on the Let's Make Art videos. And this is still the October one because, and I'll tell you why, I missed one of the things in the box was to create, sorry, I'm trying to dig it out, a postcard for, one of the things they do is they give you a postcard and the thing is called Let's Make Art Matter. And they give you this postcard to paint and send to someone. They even provide the stamp and everything. Well, I somehow missed that. And so I would like to do that because it should have been mailed out already. So the deal is, though, the person will have already received a few of these, right? So this little straggler here maybe will come as a surprise. At least that's how I'm gonna, that's the spin I'm gonna put on it, right? It was me not being absent-minded and not paying attention and all of that. It was me being thoughtful and, you know, trying to make sure they still got cards even after everybody else sent theirs. They'd have one straggler one, right? So anyways, they give you this. This is to go to Nikki and Colin. And it says, each month we come together as a community to create small acts of kindness through art. This month we are sending encouragement to Nikki and Colin. Nikki Moore's husband, Matt, was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer at the age of 32, while Nikki was just 7 months pregnant with their first child. Together, they founded Live More, and the More is M-O-O-R-E, Co. Live More Co. to raise awareness for colon cancer and encourage others to pay it forward with random acts of kindness to friends, family, and complete strangers. Though he passed away in April of 2017, she has continued to keep Matt's legacy going. The current pandemic our world faces only adds an extra layer of hardship as Nikki tries to explain to her son why his daddy is in the stars and why he can't hug his grandmother in light of current events. Matt always believed in small acts of kindness, as we never know what positive impact they will have on others. So let's join together and send some encouragement Nikki's way. I'm really sorry, guys, that I dropped the ball on this. To be honest, I didn't open this, and I saw this and this, and I didn't realize they were two separate pieces. So I thought that it just was this that needed mailed out, and I thought, well, you know, I thought you just made it out and sent it to someone random, and I just didn't do it. I didn't pay enough attention, and I didn't watch the video. To be fair, this was my first box, so I was unaware of how this worked. So, Nikki and Colin, I am really sorry, and Jesse Peterson and all the folks at Let's Make Art, I didn't mean to drop the ball, and, well, I'm going to do it now. I vaguely remember what the one that Jesse did in the video looked like, but I'm not saying that mine's going to be a whole lot different, but maybe a little different because I'm not watching the video and it's been, you know, I had things going on and I didn't get it done before I left, and so, you know what, I'm going to do it, and it'll probably be just a little bit different. All right, trying to make sure I have all my stuff out of my box. Get my box out of the way here. Oops, these things can go back in it. My journal, which I'm going to continue on with the November box, which I'm also very behind on. Haven't even gotten to start that one. And that one really is an exciting, not that they aren't all exciting, but with the, like the doors and the portals and things like that. I'm really excited to do that, but I was out of town, so. And if you saw my video, though, unboxing that, you will see what I'm talking about, in that the color scheme is pretty much the same from this one to the current November kit. Still yellow and pink and white. But it's different products, but still the same. I hope next month's colors are different. That's all I'm saying. All right. So we have, check out this little tiny cup, guys. It's plastic, and you know how I drop things and make a mess, and so I like this little plastic cup here. I think it might have been like a bathroom cup for my grandkids or something, but somehow I ended up with it. I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to do mine maybe a little different because I don't remember the exact. Let me use my Yes Paste to hold that up a little bit so I can see in it better. All right, I'm going to put a little dab of the pink, and again, that's Dr. P.H. Martin's Radiant Concentrated Watercolor in Sunrise Pink. And that number is 46D if you're interested. And then we have Dr. P.H. Martin's Spectralite Private Collection Liquid Acrylic in bright yellow, and that's 13PC if you are interested in that information. Doc P.H. Martin. I like this stuff. All right. Probably don't have enough of either color on there, but I'm going to do a bit of a, oh, I don't know, I'm just going to put a little bit of each color and sort of on their own, and then mix them together a bit too over the whole card, blank card. Making sure it's upright. And I'm getting it on my table. Oh, well. We know that I need another, tablecloth because I made a mess with this one. So I'm just sort of slopping it on. Didn't mean to say slopping. Slapping it on and moving it around and trying to get some coverage, but at the same time a little bit of variation of colors. And I'm going to go into that yellow, the acrylic kind. That was the watercolor. I'm going to go into the acrylic. And I think if I would have wet the card, I probably would have liked the watercolor would have moved around a little bit rather than soaking in and leaving kind of that streakiness. I didn't think to do that. Do kind of a wet on wet technique instead of, you know, guys, I'm not sure I want to mix it in a whole lot because I'm kind of liking, I love pink and yellow next to each other, and I'm thinking I'm going to kind of just leave it like that. I was looking for my paper towels because I forgot to get a paper towel. Not how they did theirs at all. They did new roll of paper towels. Oh, I found the end. I think that Sarah mixed it in a little bit more. I'm going to use up what I have left of the yellow on the corners there and kind of let it go a little more subtle in the middle. But I would like to rinse that out. And I would like to try to blend in that pink just a little bit where it's kind of smeary and splotchy over here. Not that it matters that much, but I'd kind of like to blend that out a little bit. But it's kind of like in there, in the tooth of that watercolor paper. So again, I should have wet that paper first with some clear water, and it would have perhaps not quite gripped onto there quite that savagely. All right, well, and I do believe there is something left in my paintbrush, probably some of that black ink. Thankfully, it didn't muddy up the colors too much, but it's coming out of my paintbrush. And I washed and washed with soap and everything. Man, I don't like that. That it's still, I'm gonna have to soak that for a bit. All right, so before that dries on there too much, we'll wipe that right out of there. All right, so we could have used the clear gesso maybe. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? All right, what she did was, oh man, I don't want to use one of mine. Sorry guys, I'm trying to find a brush that I don't hear as much when the color, that black ink just does not want to come out. I think I'll use this one, even though it's smaller than the brush that Sarah used. I think I'm going to use this one because I'm not going to be as brokenhearted if it doesn't come out as I would some of my newer brushes. All right, so I'm going to take a dab of that black ink. Black Star Dr. P.H. Martin again. It's Black Star in matte waterproof India ink, as you know from the previous videos. And I might just water it down just a little bit. Dab it off just a little bit. Now she did some, you know, I think I'm going to do mine at a diagonal. She made those little brush marks like we did and one of the other, I probably should have let this dry first because it's really wanting to soak in and spread out. But, you know, let's just go for it. That's sort of where you just sort of push down and pick up. And mine is really feathering out because I didn't let the watercolor paper dry. And I think I'm going to do mine on a diagonal. Maybe I will let it dry a moment. I'm not liking how that's feathering out like that. And unfortunately, this is it because it's already got the stamp and everything. I guess while we're waiting for that to dry, we can go back and look at the project we made from this kit. I know you've seen it, but wouldn't hurt to go back and look at it because, again, as I said, the newer box, which I haven't started on, which is November, which is at the end of the newer box, has the same color scheme. So, and I had said before I even opened that box that I thought rather than starting off on a new Carpe Diem mixed media journal, I mean, why leave all this blank? I wanted to continue on in the book I was already working in. Well, and then I thought, well, it kind of makes that even seem more of a thing to do, considering it's the same color scheme, and it'll just sort of follow through. So anyways, we started out with the Blackout Poetry at the beginning of, and this is being October's box, so we're, you know, behind the times here. But you've already seen this video, so there's the one that they did. And I was going to put something here, which I've not done yet. Not sure what I'm going to do there, but I'm going to put something. And then I did my own Blackout Poetry, which I did, this one I did on my own, following along with her video, and this one I did for you, with the same technique, only with things I got from a magazine and things like that. And then this was the next week's project, and it's a more of a abstract. You paint it all over the piece of paper, and then you use like a piece of paper that you cut a square out, like a 2" by 2" I think it is, square, and you put it around the paper to find, you know, to like a viewfinder, to find the bits that you liked, and you did that in a grid. It kind of, to me, looks like a window pane. I'm not as crazy about mixed or abstract, but you know what? It grew on me after a while, and that brought us to the next one, which we altered a picture, like refashioned a picture, and that was this, which I did along with her, and then I did one on my own with you guys, so you could see that you can still use the same techniques and the same products, but you know, over and over, and not have it be the same, but yet they kind of went together, but without being you know, the same exact look. So anyways, and that leaves us with all this book, and they sent you one every time. They sent you a kit, a subscription box. So it seems, you know, for the art journaling, and it just seems like such a waste if you don't continue on in the same book and fill it up. I mean, you could obviously go back and fill it up after the fact. You don't have to, you could go on to the next book with the next box and then just continue to go back and forth between books and fill it up with other things. But because it was the same colors, I think that I will just continue on in the same one. And I'm knocking things over. All right, I think this is going to be dry enough that it's going to, and now my ink is dried up too on my palette. I'm going to go over the ones I already did because where they sort of faded and feathered out so much. May have to do it like that for the rest of it because otherwise it's going to look very much, I'm running out. My ink is all drying on here. I don't know. We're just going to go for it. Not overthink things, right? So I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I'm taking my brush and I'm just pressing it down and lifting it back up, and it's putting these little hash marks. And again, because my my watercolor paper is not quite all the way dry, it is giving that feather look. It's not as much now as it was, but it's still a bit feathery, which is fine. Because otherwise it would look weird that some of it is and some of it isn't, right? And so I don't think I'm going to go the entire, like, I think they did pretty much the whole thing in the video. Again. I think I'm just going to do the two corners where the pink is. At least with this, turn it around. At least with this, sort of, you know, hash mark thing. I like that the ink is able to be rehydrated on your palette, because while I was letting that dry, of course, my ink also dried. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 3 rows. Let's go with 5 on this side as well. So it's not going to be, I mean, although I've been talking and, you know, while that was drawing, I'm trying to, you know, maybe not make it be quite as long because I'm not doing the entire thing and having to wait for all of it to dry between steps. Sorry, I'm dabbing because I was running out of ink. All right, so here is what I have. Theirs was more, I think, all the way around. All right, so I found some words in a magazine, Better Homes and Gardens to be precise. This is pretty dry. I'm going to put like a special note, not special sauce, because this actually says special sauce. So I'm going to cut around these. So you don't have to necessarily buy those special like sticker words or whatever. You can use them from a magazine. We all pretty much have magazines sitting around or ads or whatever. So I cut out the word special, and I don't know that my note is all that special, but I'm just going to put, there's the letter A here. Cut around it, which I cut a little close on that. Didn't mean to when I was cutting it out, but I didn't notice it was there until it was too late. So I'm going to cut around the word A, and then special, and then note. It says notes. And I was going to do like note from, but because I had the word from. We don't need to do that. Just cut around this, and it's going to be a little close because I had cut something else out of that page apparently. And almost cut into the word note, but I didn't. There was enough left to cut around. All right. So there's that, but I'm also going to use at least this daisy right here. Add a little something else. I'm going to like fussy cut around that. All right, so it takes a very little bit of Yes paste and use, I've even used a brush to put it on, but you can use your palette knife and just put it on and smooth it out real thin. Try to put that kind of in the center-ish. Give or take a little bit. And my little A trying to get away from me. I think there's enough left on here to do the A. I tell you, this Yes paste, a little bit goes a long way. Not necessarily exactly where I wanted to put that A, but it works. I may go over the top of it with Mod Podge. Ah, the word. I may do that because of it being this magazine paper, but I may not need to. It depends. I will have to look and see how well it is holding. And, you know, magazines go through the mail and it doesn't ruin them. I didn't get the Yes paste quite thin enough right there, and it's wanting to bubble up. Not bubble up, but there's like a raised spot because it's got Yes paste under there. All right. Got to kind of be careful doing the flower because I don't want to rip off any petals. I thought that would be a nice touch and set ours apart from the... Hopefully, you know, lots of other people have also put their own spin on it. So that they don't all look the same. But that was my thought. I wanted mine to look different than the ones that she's probably already received all, you know, over the last couple, 2 or 3, 4 weeks, whatever it has been. And let's hope I didn't just stick that down permanently. No. Yes paste is a little more forgiving than Mod Podge. I think I'll... No, that's not gonna work. Come on. And because it is a little more forgiving, you see that I had trouble getting it where I wanted it, and I was able to pick it up and lay it down, pick it up and lay it down. And just like that, we have a little postcard to send. It's not all that fancy, but it is done. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.